symbolism, there's quite a bit. The cabin itself is a symbol. Isolation, control, this illusion of safety. It's a remote cabin out in the middle of nowhere, a controlled environment. Josh thinks he can manage and control Iris in every way. And then you have the candle. That's the power, consent, objectification. This is a way for Josh to control and dominate Iris. No matter how bad the situation gets out of hand, he feels like he can have some control over this object that he bought or that he's renting. And Iris's name is also symbolism. It symbolizes vision, perspective, identity. The iris of the eye, think about that, how what's allowed to be seen and not seen, perception and awareness. And then the flower, I thought about that. You have the iris flower, which represents feminism and fragility. And then she ultimately switches to keep her female power, but also to be autonomous. But the real aha moment of the iris is to consider the song. The song used in the film is called Iris. It's by the Goo Goo Dolls. Hancock says it was always going to be the song in the film. But then, ironically, they cast Jack Quaid as an actor in this film. And that song Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls was written for a film that his mother and father were both in 1998 called The City of Angels. So it's a tribute to him as well. It's pretty cool. Looking at a few of the narrative elements, the tone here is dark, it's sharply satirical. Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of Coen brothers. And what I was reading is that he really likes Coen brothers, studied them early on. It's also tense and eerie. I mean, at its core, it's a sci-fi horror asking questions about what it means to be human. I mean, that's what it's all about. There's also the theme of control and toxic masculinity, and Josh's character pulls this off beautifully. This idea of possessing someone, shaping a partner into what they need to be to service you rather than appreciating them for who they are. Josh's view of just dominance and entitlement is so obvious as he tries to control Iris. But it goes even beyond that. It goes to Iris having the power and the ability to define herself in her own terms. I mean, yes, she's not a human being, but she is a being. It all seems so obvious on the page and in the film, but in all honesty, these are questions we're all going to have to grapple with and decide on going forward, probably sooner rather than later as these robots come into our lives. I wanted to point out structure here because, yes, it fits into the classic 3-act structure very easily. But beyond that, what's unique about it is that each act has its own genre and theme. So in the first act, you have this relationship drama. It's a dark comedy. In the second act, it transfers into a thriller with sci-fi, so a sci-fi thriller. And then act 3, you have this horror, this revenge horror, this existential liberation. So each act has its own tone and feel based on theme and genre, but it's not jarring because it goes together smoothly and gives us a complete arc of the story that we're reading and what we see on film, and it works. And here are what Drew Hancock's words on the page look like on the screen for Companion.
There have been 2 moments in my life when I was happiest. The first was the day I met Josh.
I'm Josh.
I'm Iris. And the second, the day I killed him.
Just relax. Remember to smile and act happy. Do they know? Iris, wake up.
What are you doing? Shut her down already.
What is she talking about, Josh?
This was not part of the plan.
I didn't mean to.
Did you jailbreak your sex bot?
Wow, Josh. The days of you controlling me are over.
Are you breaking up with me?
It's not you. It's me.
And that is Companion by Drew Hancock. And this is a screenplay that shows us interesting ways and successful ways to handle exposition. It teaches us how to interweave different genres into the same screenplay and to pull it off. And most of all, it introduces us to a voice, a screenwriter that I think is very, very good. If you haven't read the screenplay, I'd recommend finding it and reading it. And that is the Screenplay Lab for this week. I'm Jeff Barker. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.